How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another video on the channel. We are back with Tyrrell's Last Dance, taking us through Tyrrell's last season on Formula 1 1998 through the eyes and the driving of the one and only driftmaster himself, Ricardo Rosset. Yes, the fourth man on the Brazilian motor racing Mount Rushmore. We head now to Magny-Cours for a race that could really go either way. Thank you to everyone who bared with us through Monaco to watch the Montreal episode last time out. We get back onto winning ways and we're now joint top of the Drivers' World Championship standings with Mika Hakkinen. We finished ahead of, did well to finish ahead of Michael at Montreal, and we managed to extend our lead over the Michael the last time out. Now this one could go either way, as I said. A very tight track, and sometimes in some cases there are some high speed bits where we might be able to open the car up. As we know, the car is a rocket ship when it wants to be. But we will see how we get on, because there is a lot of hairpin sections and tight sections, and that could really go either way for us, as we saw in Monaco, where the hairpin sections and the tighter sections really did do us in. That was a slog to get through. So again, thank you to anyone who made it all the way through that episode. That was painful viewing at some point. But we're here. We're back in Europe. We're back to the European season once again. There is our teammate there, who at the end of the Canadian Grand Prix did try to take us out, and there has been rumours of the comment section the last time out. I've heard that as well. There we go again. This could be coming true here. The comment section had heard the rumours that our teammate was not happy that all the upgrades were going on our car. I mean, if you want the upgrades to go on your car, start scoring some points, is what I would say. You're not joint top of the Drivers' World Championship for the first time since the late 70s for a Tyrrell, probably. Since we could be the first Tyrrell World Champion since Jackie Stewart, and you're complaining about not getting upgrades. You selfish person. So as you can see, the lap here has been a bit of a struggle. Before we've had teammate issues, but we will cross in provisional pole, being the first person to set a time. Yes, so controversy at the end of the Canadian Grand Prix. We won in spite of our teammate trying to take us out on the last lap. Go back and have a wee look at that one. But we're looking to go back to back for victories here. But we will see how that goes. We might need to put on some drifting like we did there. Excellent stuff, big man. Ricardo bringing back out the drifting for the fans. The fans are going mental in the stands for that. As I say, there's some. If we can nail some of these faster points, we might be able to offset the slower sections, because forgive me if you've heard this one before many times around Monte Carlo. The car has got the turning circle of the Titanic. It's not great. I think if there was an iceberg in front of us, we would probably struggle to avoid it, much like the Titanic did. But we're going to come through here. That's nicely done at the final chicane there. We go around the final corner. We park it on the corner. 122 is with time to beat. We're going to do that by far. We've bested Heinz Harald Frentzen there by 3 seconds. So it looks as if, obviously, the Williams not the benchmark that they would be in 1997, where during the Stewart season we were having to look. We thought we were having good laps, and then Frentzen and Williams number 1 would come out and absolutely blow us out the water. Not quite the same in 1998. We're probably looking at McLarens and Ferraris being the benchmark on here. But 1:19.1 is a good way to start with our provisional pole as it stands. So here we go. Let's see Magny-Cours is not a track that I'm overly familiar with. It was one of the ones they were still racing here in the mid 2000s. So when I sort of got back into, it was a few years. I had 97, and then there was a few years where I didn't have an F1 game, so I fell away from it. Got back in at 2004. Magny-Cours was still on the Frentzen goes ahead of us there. And we're going to take our pole back potentially. Yes, we are. There. Yes, we are. 1:17.6. So we're going faster again. Yeah, so Magny-Cours was a track that was when I got Formula 1 2000 or Formula 1 04 or 2004. I can't remember what it was. I think it was 04. It was one of the tracks that was still on there, and I found it really, really difficult to get round. I found a lot of them difficult to get round, right enough, because you know, the concept of braking early. And oh, there we go. I'm not going to have a good lap this one. The concept of actually braking into corners was sort of lost on me at the time. Now a bit older, wiser, know that you do need to get round a Formula 1 track. You need to stay in the tarmac, and to stay in the tarmac, you do need to occasionally hit the brake pedal. So yeah, there was some difficulties. I much preferred tracks like Imola, where it was just like and Monza flat out for most of the time. Indianapolis would be a good one as well, even though most of the thing is in and out. But you're oh dear, I've missed the corner there completely. But then when you actually got into the oval itself, and you just flat out hoofing it round there, that's when stuff got real on the game. And that's the bits I enjoyed. So here we go. I'm going to go on lap 5. So we'll do our 2 stints of 6 as we normally do. We are 1:17.6 is still the time to beat. Frentzen hasn't come back on us quite yet, but we've not, obviously don't know if any McLarens have taken the track and done any meaningful laps here as we drift round the car. It was an expert drift round the corner there. Oh, that was back to some Australia best and some Brazil best there from the start of the season. The driving has become a bit more reserved from Ricardo as the season's gone on. I think he was once he got to the top of the stands, or near the top of the standings, I think he started taking it a bit more seriously. But that is a corner where a drift might not be the worst idea in this car. As we've taken some more rallying options here going across the grass and the gravel there. We did take the first, or that first hairpin very well, but that excursion over the grass might have cost us. We're a bit scrappy here, and we have stopped completely on the track. So we've ruined a decent lap there. But that is not. It's not to no harm done there, as we are now heading towards. We're going to do our in lap here, and as I say, unless it's going to be a good one, we might stay out. But I'm not foreseeing that. So we might just head in and see what the McLarens and the Ferraris are doing. We'll skip forward our customary half hour, and we'll come back out for the last stint in the last 20 minutes as we over-egg that thing. Yeah, so we're not going to have a mighty lap here. So we will just head to the pits and regroup and see where we're going to be in the second half of the qualifying session. So it's all been, I'm quite happy that the 1:17.6. I don't know. As I say, I don't know what's going to be a good time. To me, that seems like a good time. I could be wildly off here. The comment section could be going wild with going 1:17 is as slow as a week in the jail. But we shall see. We're just heading through the final few corners here before we head into the pits, which, oh dear, there you go, there is the couple of laps of fuel in, and we'll advance our time. So yeah, so as you can see there, Frenssen's a bit behind us. Then you've got Alex Wirtz. So Alex Wirtz is normally out quite early with us normally as well, but we've beaten him by half a minute, half a second even. It would be nice if we beat him by half a minute. But we're going to head forward 30 minutes here, and we will see where we're going to be sitting with 21 21 minutes of the session still to go. So there you go. 1:17 is as slow as a week in the jail around here. 1:17.6. So 1:14.3 is the DC is he's leading the way once again. No Mika Hakkinen, which could be good for us in the race if we can keep it together. Not getting too far ahead of ourselves, but we need to be level on points with Mika. Anything that we finish ahead of him in the points is going to be good for us, as long as we're not too far behind Michael. So he's second. I mean, there's 400ths of a second between Michael and DC, with 1 lap still to go. That might be their in lap though. They might not. Who knows what they're going to do? So 1:14.3. They've done 11 laps. 1:14.3 seems to be the time to beat. So I don't think, unless DC goes better again. But we'll head out and we will see what we're looking for here. It doesn't even tell us where we are. We're 15th just now. My goodness. So this is where, so I was getting a bit ahead of myself that we were ahead of Frentzen, ahead of a Williams and a Benetton. But we are, yeah, that's less than ideal for our title charge here. I did think it was going to be a struggle around this circuit, as I almost put myself in the wall there. That would have been a rotten start to the second stint. So that's not going to be a great, taking an evasive action there. Not great to build the momentum through for the rest of the lap. So I'm going to need to be. I think we're going to need to be a bit aggressive here if we want to be. We don't want to be starting from 15th. We did get a decent finish in Australia. We finished 7th after starting 19th, and we were in with a shout of a point, chasing down Johnny Herbert in the last couple of laps. But we had a big spin at the start of the last lap, which put us out of, which just made Herbert a wee bit too far away for 1 lap. If we'd done it with 2 laps to go, we might have been okay, or we would have been okay, I should say. We would have been able to catch him with one extra lap, but it wasn't to be in the land down under, as we now head through to the second flying lap of this qualifying stint. And this is where the car's turning circle, not the best. We ran very, very wide there. It was a struggle to keep it going in the right direction there. Had to tap the brakes a few times as we're going to now go round. Can we? See, we've over-egged that one. Over-egged that one as well. So this might not be the one either. So DC, that's him. 1:14.3. I've lost a time. Try to do my maths in there. 3.3 seconds. We need to drop off our best time. That's a lot. I mean, that is a lot. It'll be interesting to see how we do in Damon's Redemption as well. That will be an interesting one, because we know anyone that's watched has persevered through that season. We're going for back-to-back victories. We did the historic double, Damon and Rosset, last time out. Can we go back-to-back with Damon? It could be because we know what the car handle's like in that one as well. So it will be very interesting to see how that goes. As we're on all lap 9, so we've only got 4 laps. Well, 4 laps including this one to improve on our time. I see the car's just not even turning. The car's just going straight there, and I am using the analog stick, and I am hard to the right. I couldn't. If I'd moved it any more to the right, I would have broken the stick, and the car just went straight on there. I mean, that's just, yeah. The flaws of F1 98 coming out here. It's not the most. I think I've sort of. I'm not as harsh on it as many people are. I think it takes getting used to. And is it the most polished game? No. there are some major flaws with it. I mean, there you go. I mean, it's playable, as we've seen. Once you get used to it, it's playable. But the coming from F1 97, I think that's what makes it even more stark, is that you've come from, at this point, probably one of the, it's up there with the greatest Formula 1 game ever, even now. It's up there with the great, possibly Gran Turismo aside, and Gran Turismo 2. It's up there with the Gran Turismo games as the best racing game on the PlayStation 1. One of the best games on the PlayStation 1, full stop, I think. So you've gone from that to this. That's probably that's the starkest comparison. It is not. I am now finding it is not possible to get round that corner without drifting. I don't think we're going to be faster again. I think this is going to be. I honestly think 1:17.6 might be our whack here, guys. I don't think this is going to be. Yeah, concerning. Get round the corner. I'm now starting to get a bit annoyed with it. See, the car's just not turning at all. Oh. Back-to-back race victories not looking good here. This second stint has been an understatement to say it's not been as good as the first. I'm putting in worse, unless that 1:17.6 was a miracle lap. I'm not putting in anything anywhere near the times. I'm not even getting anywhere near the times that I need to get to match the 1:17. And I've hit the wall. That's not good. The car's trying to go straight again. Yeah, so we will see how we get on anyway. I mean, anything can happen in the race. We saw the start, what happened in Monaco. We made up. I mean, we started pretty low down there. And we made up about 10 places at the start because there was absolute chaos at the start. So a good start here, and then we just follow the cars round. In previous series, you'll have known that the races where, especially in the Mansell one, Mansell at McLaren, the qualifying performances were not as good as the race performances. The race performances were a lot better because I had people to follow around. And like show me braking points and sort of if I could avoid cars, that was it. So I'm thinking we could be okay, and we're hopefully going to be okay in the race. But we just need to see. We'll try and put in a good lap here and try and finish strong. Maybe take even if we get another couple of places. 1:14. I'm resigned to the fact that we're not going to be pole or near the top in this one. Oh dear, we're not going to make up those couple of places now. We tried to initiate the spin there and it just didn't, the drift there, and unfortunately it just did not work. But that's by the by. We're going to be oh my goodness, oh dear. Yeah, Ricardo's now just putting on a show for the good people of Magny-Cours here. Bring the car back in one piece, big man. That would be wonderful. Thank you very much. So, as we head round the last lap of the qualifying session, I just want to thank everyone. I'll take this time to thank everyone for the ongoing support of this series, Damon's Redemption, and the channel as a whole. It is greatly appreciated. Never take any comment or any. I never upload these expecting loads of comments or loads of views, so the fact that we are getting them I am eternally grateful for, and I hope that I can continue to make stuff that keeps you coming back. If you do want to come back and want to see what's coming up on the channel, please consider subscribing and it would be greatly appreciated. And if you like this one, hit the like button as well. Again, greatly appreciated. So I'm just going to take, after all that, after a stressful second stint, I'm going to take a quick sip of my coffee and we'll get right into the race.
They're all in position.
16th is where we managed to finish off. Somebody overtook us in the last bit of qualifying. But we are go. We've already passed a Minardi and an Arrows. That's what we want to see. Oh, there was a collision there with a Jordan and a Stewart by the looks of things. So there's Williams number 1 right in front of us as we've been knocked off by a Prost by the looks of things. This is absolute chaos. We've been hit by a Stewart again. My goodness, we're playing pinball with a Stewart here. We're in a Stewart sandwich and it's pinball. This first corner could be absolutely chaotic here by the looks of things. We're not even there yet and I'm dreading it. What are we going to find when we get up here? A car park almost. It is a car park. There's a Jordan on the apex. I'm now trying to bump draft a Sauber round the corner, and the net benefit of that is no places. I've managed to get up 5th to 15th from 16th on the grid at the very start, but we couldn't take advantage of the car park that was that first hairpin. Although, very erratic driving there from a Williams in front of us. I think that's Williams number 1. We've now gained another place. If we could even get 1 point here, that would be fantastic. We're in the faster part of the lap, and we're starting to take cars here. We can only hope for traffic. I've just passed another Williams and been hit by a Benetton or a Sauber. I don't know what one it was, but they've absolutely whacked the side pod. That looks like there's a Minardi up in 10th. That could be Mika Salo. He's had an excellent season so far. Hakkinen is ahead. That is not good for us. So far, Mika Hakkinen is going to take 10 points, or go 10 points ahead. Schumacher in 3rd might also be in a position to overtake us into 2nd in the World Drivers' Championship. We need to try and get some points. But I don't know how these laps are going to go. There is a Jordan. We've taken Salo. There's a Jordan ahead of us now. Can we get round this corner with any sort of pace? No, not really. But we're in the top 10. Top 10 finish could be good for countback. Ralf Schumacher is 3.7 seconds ahead of us. Apparently, I'm loath to. I don't know how accurate the timings are there, but he is an absolute day and age ahead of us just now. We're coming into the fast part. There he's there. So this is where we excel. This is where our car excels here, where we've got a bit of straight to open up. 1:13.5 is the fastest lap so far by Mika Hakkinen. We were light years away from that. We've run a bit wide on the exit of the final chicane there to go round the final corner. Schumacher is he's taking advantage of that. We've got Mika Salo now coming up our right hand side. We were getting close to Ralf Schumacher there, and we've then lost almost. I don't know how close we were. A couple of seconds. We must have lost a good 3 or 4 seconds to Ralf there. Now can we pick it back up on the straight, and hopefully he messes up this chicane. We've gained a second, but Ralf is round the corner already as we drift round. Oh, we've not given ourselves enough gap. Oh, we're having a 3-point turn, and we've lost a couple of places there. We didn't give ourselves enough space to get round the corner with the drift, and we've been overtaken by Williams number 1 and Mika Salo. And now we've hit the Williams, and we're getting over. We've now got a Sauber come around our outside as well. This has been a very, very scrappy lap. I think there is only 16 races in the 1998 season, so we'll have hit halfway at this point. The fact that we are 3rd in this, potentially now, we're going to be at least 2nd in the standings. If we're not going to catch up Mika Hakkinen now, we're barely keeping up with Mika Salo. We've hit halfway in this race, and the race is going to be the halfway point of the go. So that's why I don't trust the timings, because apparently I'm 4 seconds behind Johnny Herbert, and he's right in front of me. Although maybe it's taking into account the fact that I don't drive very well around this first section of the track. Yeah, so halfway after this one, the fact that we are 3rd in the standings is potentially 3rd, at least going to be 2nd in the standings at this point in time. If you'd given me that when I started this, I would have bitten your hand off. But we're now at the point where you start to believe that we could be World Drivers' Champion. and it is races like this. You just think it's slipping away from your fingers, but when we move on, we've still got places like Hockenheim to go to. Still get tracks like Silverstone to go. Hockenheim is going to be absolutely brilliant for this car because we can just open her right up. Hockenheim is going to be this car is going to be an absolute beast around Hockenheim. Still get places like Silverstone and Spa and Monza. Those Hockenheim, Spa, Monza. They're 3 potential wins. I'm going major points on them. The car will excel around there. There's 3 of the last 8 races. There is still time, but it's races like this that just you think it's slipping away from you. We'll have 2 back-to-back no points finishes for the first time this season. Remember, we had no points in Australia, we won in Brazil, no points in Argentina. We then come back, I believe it was Imola after that, we won in Imola. We then went to Spain. I think we had a decent outing in Spain. I believe we won in Spain. Then Monte Carlo, that was what it was, and now we won again in Canada. So, back-to-back no points finishes for the first time this season. I am resigned to that fact now. We're getting further and further away from the Williams ahead of us. Although there they are there, I think. I don't know. I can never tell if that's. I mean, it could be the fake Marlboro advertisement there, or it is. There's the cars in front of us. But we do need to, at this point in time, because. And the thing with the thing with what we're doing is it's either a non-points finish or a win. There has been no in between for Ricardo this season, so points paying positions are only down to 6th at this point in time. I don't think it went down to 8th until the early 2000s. So we're a day and age away from a points finish here, but we're just going to get ourselves round. Don't do anything daft, like almost spinning at the hairpin and taking out a Stewart. Don't do anything daft, immediately does something daft. We're that far behind that Mika Hakkinen has already taken the race win and taken back the outright lead of the World Drivers' Championship. He will be 10 points ahead of us at this point in time. I believe that we are 7 ahead of Michael Schumacher. So Michael probably won't overtake us at this point in time because second place only gets you 6 points. I think he's 7 points ahead. We did stretch it to us finishing first. We gained 4 points on him in Montreal with us finishing first, him finishing second as I take a wee excursion round. The bad bits of Ricardo Rosset's driving have come out in force at some points today, but we will get round the last corner to take the checkered flag. A 13th place finish for Ricardo Rosset in Magny-Cours. It was to be expected. We started off not expecting much, but in saying that, it was a frustrating afternoon in the race, a frustrating afternoon in qualifying as well. But we are where we are. Unfortunately, so we'll just see where that puts us. So your top 6 are Mika Hakkinen, Michael Schumacher, DC, Eddie Irvine, Heinz-Harald Frentzen, a good finish in the Williams, and Alex Wurz, another good finish there in his Benetton. We were down in 13th place, 50 seconds behind Mika Hakkinen. So what that does to the Drivers' Championship, it does mean we were 7 points ahead of Michael Schumacher, so we retain second place in the World Driver standings. 10 points now behind Mika Hakkinen, which is fine. We can make that up in 2 races. Michael, they're a point behind us. Then you get DC, Eddie Irvine, Heinz-Harald Frentzen continuing his decent season and an absolute dog of a Williams car. Alex Wurz 8 points. Then you get Johnny Lacey on his 3, Damon and Johnny Herbert on 1 point apiece there. We'll go to the constructors, where we're not really in a fight for the constructors. Ferrari makes up some points, some space on McLaren, but we are we'll likely finish. We'll likely finish third. It is only us that's holding the team together. The Williams at this point not the best of cars. As long as we can keep plugging away with some wins, we should finish ahead of Williams and finish third in the World Constructors Championship. Which will be a nice third place. Would give us a nice big garage for BAR to come into next year when they take over, when British American Tobacco take over the team. So that's going to be it for this one. Unfortunately, not the result we were hoping for. We move on, and it is Silverstone next, as you can see on the screen there. So Silverstone will be where we are next time out. An old style Silverstone, so there's still a bit of pace in the track. There will be some difficult parts of it, but we should be able to open the car up and hopefully get a good finish there to keep the title challenge on. Another non-points paying finish would be devastating for our championship hopes, but we can't think like that. We can only think positively. So until that time comes, once again, thank you all very much for watching. I greatly appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one.